So we're back, and we're black.
Yo, I will say this.
Let's go, bro.
Something on me is darker than the rest of my body.
I don't want to guess that.
No, I'm just gonna let it go. Gonna let that one go. Gonna let that one go.
Wow, you guys sound louder than last time.
We do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like my voice sounds a little different.
I feel like I sound sexy.
I'm glad I stopped myself.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, why are you talking about personal records out here, bro?
Bro, you're what? Right. You're the one with the personal record that fucking makes no sense.
I plead the fifth.
What's that number again?
Yeah. What was that number?
What are you guys talking about? Come on, fellas.
Yeah.
17 is just a number. That's what she said. Oh, that was a good one. What? A lot of 17-year-olds say that. It's just a number.
Age is but a number, but
I
I get what you're saying.
Why I was thinking like we like 27.
We're not
28. I'm just looking at the facial hair, bro. I don't know. I lost myself for a minute. But 17, that's crazy. Like
I know 17 is such a young number, bro.
such a young.
Oh, okay. I see you avoiding this.
A little creepier,
Dude.
but yeah, we got a world record holder. Well, I don't know. No, probably not a world record holder. But
and then it gets into the distinctions. What counts? Is it just beating it? Is it actually
ghost loads?
No, yeah, for real. Is it like? Because think about it. You could have an orgasm without anything coming out.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So like, does it have to come out? Because then it's like you have to perfectly time everything. You can't just keep going back and forth. You have to go like every 30 minutes. You know.
How do you still have skin?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
I'm not answering that question. Plead the fifth.
So it's questionable.
I bet you he moisturizes a lot. That's why.
Yo, do you guys really use like lotions and stuff? I always go like dry raw, man.
Bro, what?
First of all, I know you felt, dude. No,
Some rug burn
no,
or something, bro.
Right,
I can't do it because it
No.
makes me think about the vagina too much.
that was
Like I really think I'm in some vagina, you know?
dude.
Isn't that the point?
No, because then it makes me depressed.
Oh my god.
Like, because at that point you might as well get a fake vagina, you know? You go all in or not.
fleshlight.
Yeah, one of the fleshlights. Yeah.
I'm really considering that.
I've heard good things. Yeah.
Well, I just want to point this out.
I mean, real talk. I have. I've
Hey,
heard good
remember
things.
we watched that movie on Netflix where the dude had a fake butthole in a soda can.
The soda can.
Wait, what?
He had a
Yeah,
soda
to hide
can,
it, yeah.
and he took the top off and it's a fake butthole, bro. I'm
That's
like,
clever.
"What? I never seen that shit before.
That's some G shit, to be honest with you. Yo, that means you could do that at work
Hide
then,
it in
yo.
plain sight. Yeah. that was
Oh
the
my
point.
god!
You can fucking...
Only you would bring that up.
At work.
Is that the real work you're doing?
I'm just saying most of my bathroom breaks aren't bathroom breaks.
Oh, bro.
Oh my god! Yo, what? Yo.
Oh my god.
If somebody watch this, I bet they're gonna try to find your social profile and see where you work.
What? No. What? Okay. First off, we mostly have male viewers. So what female viewer is going to do that? And if we have male viewers doing that, that's going to scare me.
I was saying so they avoid that bathroom, but
That's the least of the worries at our bathrooms, man. No, it's that bad, bro. Like people like shit on their fucking seats. They don't even shit in the.
Bro, I will never understand that about public bathrooms. Like,
But
it's like somebody just like bends over.
Bro, it
and,
has
like,
to be the hobos.
explodes, Like,
It has to be because the women's bathrooms are never like that, and I never saw a woman hobo.
okay.
it be shit in urinals.
Right.
I've seen shit in the fucking sink before.
Yeah. I don't.
okay, I
guys
don't
are
think-
guys
I
are
don't-
nasty when
I
it
don't
comes to
think
the
I've ever-
bathroom. I just don't get it, man.
I don't think I've ever seen.
I just do not get it.
That's some fucking.
Or they just like they leave a giant Lincoln log on the seat. Like, it's horrible. Like, and you just walk in and you're like, Nah, I'm not using that. Nah.
Bro, but it's like see, if you go to Europe, it's not like that. Like, yo, all the public bathrooms you saw,
we
bro.
went to,
did you
yeah.
spotless, right?
Yeah, yeah. Even the one that was remember how we saw the one that was it looked like it was a telephone booth?
Oh
And,
yeah.
yeah, it was hidden. It was nice in there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really like we would not have known that it
Yo,
was.
I don't know, the
bathroom.
privacy factor there is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, like, at least when the airport that we went to, bro, they legit have doors. They don't have those stupid
Full doors.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
could
so it's
legit
not
fuck
that
somebody in
space
there.
of
You could legit fuck somebody in
Okay,
there.
I guess.
That's awesome.
Or you could go just use the bathroom in privacy, like.
No, but like that's the biggest thing. Like I would always want to have sex in the stall, but it's like you're gonna know when somebody's in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if they're on their knees or they're not, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody in between? Thank you guys for joining us for yet another episode of the Rhinos and Aliens Show.
I don't have one of those yet.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is the show where we come and be our goofy natural selves. Well, we're not all goofy, but
Sexual innuendo.
yes, awesome. We're very sexual people. It's natural to be sexual. Who cares about being sexual? Okay, Damon. But I'm going to let that statement stay how it is. You guys take it how it is. But thank you guys for joining us. This is the 34th episode of the Rhinos and Aliens Show, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Today we are going to talk about... What are we going to talk about, Damon?
Oh, what are we going to talk about? The one thing that I don't like?
Being a parent, right?
Yeah, being a parent. Yeah, huh?
So we're going to... We picked this... Specifically because of Damon's here. We know he has a problem with women. I would say something, but I don't know how he feels about that, so I'm gonna leave that on the low. But let's say he would rather have something than another
Oh
thing.
my god, bro. That was I know what you're talking about. That was in high school,
Don't you still have the same thought,
and I
bro?
still got the same thought process. All right, yeah. Yeah. But I honestly, I still think the same. Yeah. You're right.
Okay, so for everybody watching, this is today's topic. We're going to talk about parenting. We honestly don't have a basis for that. We're just going to start with that, and it's going to branch off wherever it goes. Of course, like always, if you have any feedback, if you want to jump in the comments, always do that. I'd love to talk to you guys about that, because parenting, depending on the person, depending on the country, the culture, or whatever, everybody has different views upon it. So we're just going to dive deep and give our opinion, I guess to say, and we'll try to give like an overall opinion of like a perfect case scenario and stuff like that. But where do you guys want to start? Michael, do you want to start, or do you want to start this off with the big D.O.? I don't know what the
D.O.
I don't know.
First off, we got to introduce ourselves. Let's not forget that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's
yes, sir.
clutch.
Yeah.
I was so...
Yeah, you were so ready to jump into it. Yeah.
On your toes, man.
Good job, bro. Like always, we have Francis at the middle. To my left, we have the one
Sir
and only.
Michael. It's Sir Michael today.
Oh,
Michael,
okay,
oh,
wow.
nice.
Oh, is this because we're going to talk about parenting? You want to be... Wait, that has nothing to do with it.
No, I just thought about a music artist called Sir Michael Rocks. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And Damon.
I'm Damon. Yeah.
As you guys can see, I'm completely off right now, but...
See, because I feel bad. I can't give myself a nickname. I gotta,
Oh, yeah,
feel
let's...
this out. You
Yeah,
know?
and honestly... Well, no. Yeah, because everybody gave them their own nickname, so... Yeah. Oh. I'm the only one who didn't give me my own nickname, but
Yeah,
anyways.
you're white luxurious. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but...
Every episode, bro.
Remember White Cocoa?
Remember white chocolate? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not proud of those days.
Didn't you write that on the senior shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And on
The senior
the
shirt.
senior shirt.
And
Yeah.
I wrote it big, too.
Why don't I have one of those shirts?
I don't have one either. Oh, because the shitty, they didn't go with the...
Oh, with the font we wanted, because didn't we want the Indians?
Yeah, and then that principal.
Yeah, no name dropping,
You're the reason
principal.
why our school is fucking shit. I can't even say, hey kids, when I have kids, go to Seneca. No, it's like Seneca's worse than Burgard, guys. What?
Yeah.
Our high school is not what it used to be.
But they went from the Indian to the crappy. Then they go
They're
MS.
the Wolves in the area, the MST.
No, but for the shirts, it wasn't it just the MS like legit letters MST?
Just the letters MST.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, and all of us wanted the Seneca Indian.
Well, some people
MST
like
India.
one girl who.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I know what you're
She
talking
was
about.
with somebody older.
Oh, okay. That's who I initially thought about.
Clicked in. Yeah.
Yep.
That's that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. It was really upsetting. Yeah.
Okay, but seriously, okay, so Francis, Michael, and Damon, but how do you guys feel about the concept of parenting? And are you guys ready now? I think none of us truly are for many reasons, but I want to say why do you guys feel like we're not ready, and when do you think you will be ready, if ever, to be honest?
Okay.
I'm still on the road to becoming who I envision as a man. And quite frankly, I have a lot of things that I need to battle and really improve on. Because when you talk about parenting, that's the wave of the future. And you really want to make sure that you give them
We're listening, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you really want to make sure that you're able to provide and you're able to, well, not just provide financially, but give them the tools and knowledge to maneuver through life, because it's crazy. Why? What are you doing?
What the heck did Damon just do?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Did you see that? He just licked his tongue. He's like a weirdo.
You just snitching on yourself. I did not see Damon do that.
No, Damon, you can watch the video. He just did that.
Bro.
All I see was you doing.
What's going on with
They
these
can't
guys?
see what you're doing, though.
Like,
Oh yeah, that's
these
true.
guys are
That's
such
true.
weirdos. It's like,
So you set me up with that.
Yeah.
he's like, I just want to say, everybody always says I'm the freak, and Damon's just whipping out his long ass tongue, and then Michael's like, whatever he's doing.
Oh, you the freak. You paying attention to the length of his tongue. What, he got a Freddy tongue?
What the? This guy's losing his mind over here, okay? Just so y'all know.
Yeah, but when it comes to parenting, it's a really serious thing.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the wave of the future, kids, they're going to lead the nation. Just like we're in a position to take on more things and really... Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, somebody else.
No, continue, bro. I'm sorry. This is a serious... Well,
It's not a serious episode. It's Rhinos and Aliens show.
No, I was going to say this is a somewhat serious topic.
But I can only offer opinion because I'm a child. I'm not a child. You know what I mean. I'm my parents' child, and I don't have kids of my own, so I don't really understand the dynamics of it. So I could only offer an opinion.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. I'm just in a good mood right now. It's just, Damon was... I don't know. Yeah, I'll take that back.
Okay, well, the mic's
Okay.
over.
Okay, Damon.
Yeah, I mean, as far as with being a parent, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of difficult to say because, I mean, as y'all know, or all of you know, I should say, none of us here are parents. I'm so scared to be a parent for many reasons. We can, divulge into that later. However, I do have, some sort of knowledge because I did help raise my younger cousin. So she's more so like a little sister to me,
I love your younger cousin, bro. She is just adorable.
Yeah, she's a demon
I hope
child.
everything works out.
Yeah, but raising kids, just from what I've experienced being with her, it's so difficult. Because kids, they're like little sponges, man. And everything you do around them, they soak up everything.
Right.
Just to go off of that, I don't think that's really, personally, I don't think that's a problem for me. I feel like that's a problem when they go to school because the schooling
They pick up
system
things like that,
is, I have no belief in the schooling system that's set up now. At least in
I don't
Buffalo,
either.
At least
you know,
with especially with our schools.
yeah.
I personally don't think the government should have a role in educating our kids. I'm just being just straight up honest about how.
I feel like the government should have a system set up to where
Sure, but like the curriculum and stuff is just crap.
no, but at the same time, that's the same thing like with Medicare and Medicaid, to where they should have these programs, but when you don't enforce it the correct way, everything's crap, you know. And I think that's the problem. We're spending too much money in areas that don't need it anymore, or they don't need that degree of spending, and we're not focusing on the things that truly matter.
I don't think it's
like
the
getting
method.
kids the textbooks they need.
I don't think it's the method. I think it's the people that are designated to make these decisions. Pretty much, I just think it's just a money game. As you can see, the Buffalo Public School system over the past several years has just really fell down, and they've reached out for a superintendent from down in like Atlanta,
I have no
I
clue.
believe, which has no idea about our city's background. Also, like, you need somebody from the city that understands, somebody that's actually here to witness everything that goes on and how it affects every other little thing.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I also, part of the blame is also the students too, bro. Because, for example, if you look at MST, when we were there, we had great teachers.
But this goes back to parenting.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy. Smart one.
Yeah.
How do you want to bring that back? 'Cause-
Well, in upbringing, aside from the,
the individual? What were you?
I was about to say the environment.
Oh, okay.
Wait, was I saying an upbringing before I said the environment?
Yes. Upbringing.
Okay. Yeah, but based on an individual's upbringing, per se, like I'll compare somebody like in an impoverished area where there's a lot of crime and violence. That person is more prone to succumb to the ills that go around them, that going around them, as opposed to somebody that's, you know, what would be a
In a more affluent area.
yes, beautiful word,
Yeah.
but yeah, in a more affluent area,
Yeah.
like they have lesser well,
Or they're
that's not
given more
necessarily
resources.
true, but yes,
They have more opportunities. They
Yeah.
have, you know,
But the problem, and this is where if you've been watching, where I always come in, it's always a 50-50 game. Those individuals in the better neighborhoods, it's not like they're performing like they should as well too, you know. So it's always a game where we're not giving enough support to all areas of all cities in the country, but at the same time, it just feels like our generation cares less than generations ever had before, you know, where they're not taking stuff seriously. So I'm saying, like, it is the systems for the schooling that they're not living up. Like I remember helping Damon's niece with her math homework, and when we were growing up, my mom taught me a certain way to do like the simple math, and it turned out that when I was growing up, they added a step to what she learned, and now they added another
completely-
step.
Yeah, the new Common Core math and
It's
all
like,
that.
what? Like, no wonder these kids don't. No wonder they're not as involved, because the more you add steps to anything, the less somebody is going to pick it up and care, because you're making something more complicated than it is. But at the same time, too, I feel like our generation is losing the fact of how important like education is, because if you go to Europe and stuff, they treat like they don't play around. Like they take education seriously. They go to college. Most European countries, college is free, but they still take it seriously. So in my opinion, if you have to pay for college, I think you would take it even more seriously, because if you mess up, you're wasting money.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's
I also think it has something to do with I apologize for the ums. I really need to cut that out. But I really believe that damn it.
bro, just pause.
Just go for it, bro.
Okay.
Just pause when you think you're gonna say it. It's better to have a moment of silence.
All
See,
right.
you should respect this, because when I hear podcasters say all the time, it's like I want to just like fuck, man, you know.
But.
So you could have said that when we were doing our noise.
There you go. That's my new thing.
That really would have worked
That's my
out
new
too.
thing. All right.
Continue, brother.
I don't even remember.
I don't even know where you're gonna go, because you didn't really
Oh,
start.
it has something to do with confidence in the
Okay.
students also, because like when I really think about other situations that happened as we were coming up in school, like such as, damn it, I keep saying like, some schools would falsify test scores. Like they would do that to keep money coming through and keep the school open. It wasn't necessarily about the education. Like a school I particularly went to, after I had left there, I had caught wind of that. And I was actually thinking about it. If students feel as though they can do it, I mean, I don't see them not trying their hand at it. But it's so many fucked up things going on around them. It's like they feel they need to be preoccupied in something else.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if that something else is a detriment to them, as long as it's a way out of whatever they feel.
Yeah.
Well, can we say at the end of the day, it needs to start from the top down? Because if the top isn't doing the right thing or showing the right whatever responsibilities, then of course that's going to trickle down to everything else. And it's like when it comes down to Medicare and Medicaid, unless you have a certain person who's so driven, if you see individuals benefiting when they necessarily shouldn't, like why are you going to work harder or whatever, you know, like when you're around a situation where you're seeing what's going on, you're not going to push yourself when you know you could get it an easier way, you know. So yeah. I also think that comes around to parenting, because like the parents are the people who they set a model mentality atmosphere
To start with,
yeah.
It's the first thing that the first person the kid starts learning from is their parent.
Yeah. So, okay, we kind of got a little sidetracked going into some education and stuff like that. So, how do you guys feel about, like, what scares you guys the most about taking that? Like, what's that block? Like, because I know Mike was hinting at, like, financials, right? As of now, and finding yourself. Damon, what's the biggest thing for you?
Oh, my biggest thing is just the fear of messing up.
So the responsibility?
It's the responsibility, man. There's so much that goes into raising a kid, you know, putting food on the table, clothes on their back, keeping a roof over their head, and teaching them. For me personally, that's my biggest fear, is I know that I'm not, you know, completely self-sufficient, taking care of myself. How would I be able to take care of, you know, a kid? Like,
another human being.
Another human being.
Yeah.
When I'm not even, I take care of myself, but you know, I'm not in the position that I need to be raising a human.
And theoretically, we would hope another human being is involved, because we're still with the spouse. So that's another thing you have to worry about too. So,
yeah, because that could really weigh on a kid coming up.
Child, yeah. Because
I
know myself. Yeah, I didn't even know my real father until I was maybe 7, give or take. Like, it was a while before I knew my real father.
All of us have had bad
all of us have bad father
figures.
So.
Yeah, my parents was locked up when I was younger. Mm-hmm. Not too long, but it was long enough to where I was raised by my grandmother and my uncle, and I felt out of place, because when I would talk to students, they say, "Oh, my mom and dad, this, that, and the third." and it's weird to just hear, oh, my uncle, my grandma, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah.
My biggest thing was with my next door neighbor. I'm not going to name drop, but the hardest thing I said with me not knowing who my father was, it's like was so painful when he would, you know, talk about, oh yeah, my dad this, my dad that, and then I just sit there and go, my mom, like, cause you know,
You can't relate.
I couldn't relate. Like him saying, oh, my dad took me fishing. My dad, you know, he bought me this. We went here. We went that. We, you know, I had a question about, you know, pubic hair and I didn't know who to talk to. So I asked my dad. Well, I didn't have anybody to ask, you know. It really changes the dynamic of a child.
Right.
Yeah.
Perspective of how
yeah.
how you aspire to do things and how you just live day to day.
Yeah.
Values, morals, all that. What is your thoughts though?
Yeah.
Like my fears for parenting.
Well, yeah.
It's a little combination of these two. It's because I think responsibility and financials they interweave together. So it's for me. It's whenever as guys, I feel like we're never going to be as close to our kids as the mother will be, technically speaking, because the mother is the one giving birth. So I always think in a perfect relationship, the mother should always have like the closer bond, whatever that bond means, like that spiritual connection, because they
birth them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So
carrying them around 9 months.
So I always think that's a key thing. So my biggest fear is just I'm always afraid that something's going to happen where like the two like me and the spouse are not going to be together. So that's going to be rough. And then another thing is I'm afraid because in my opinion I always think opposite sexes like they relate, like they're able to come together the best. Like there's a reason why it's called
Daddy's girl
and
mama's boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I always want daughters. I also want at least one son because when you have straight daughters for a father, let's be honest, that's a little
That's a lot of gray hair.
Yes. So, but I always wanted daughters, and I'm just afraid. I'm afraid that my personality is not going to translate to good parenting, even though I think I sincerely believe I'm going to be a excellent dad. I'm just afraid because over the past weeks, me and Mike, we've really been going through like we've been examining the mental psyche of people, and I'm afraid that unless I'm with the perfect woman, the mother of my children won't understand how I would want to raise kids, and it's never a good thing when you have like when the two spouses or the
Clash.
the two parents clash, because that's
different ways of raising a kid. Yeah,
and that's always the worst case scenario for the child or the children, because they're getting two perspectives, and that's whenever you get two messages in any situation, that's never
hard
good.
to compute.
Yeah, so that's there's many things. So, but I agree with both of you guys.
I would actually retract my biggest fear because I had just recently thought about it. My biggest fear is not being able to always be there for my child. I mean, at some point, they'll have to branch out and explore the world for themselves. I've done it myself. I could have died plenty of times. Thank God I didn't.
Yeah.
But I think that is my biggest fear. Because I already know I would be really, really attached to my child.
Well, when you say not there, do you mean mentally, physically, or like actually not there?
Mentally and physically, because they're, as an individual, you don't share everything with your parents. And you go through things on your own because that's a part of, growing and becoming an individual in the world.
I actually want to ask you guys that. How... Because we've grown up with, so we know how it is talking to our parents, and then we also hear stories of other people. We watch movies and stuff. how do you want a relation? Do you want a relationship where there are the conventional boundaries? Do you want to break those conventional boundaries, or do you want it to be completely open? Because going back to the whole wife thing, or like the mother of your children, I feel like that's also a big factor in how your kids are. At least that's how they're in the early stages. That's how their minds are built and formed by how the parents treat situations where, there's very open parents, and depending how open, it goes one of two ways, but then there's also very strict parents, and it goes one of two ways too, So I'm like, do you guys think it depends on how, like, when your kid is being raised, like, you have to fill it out, or?
Well, there's definitely no right or wrong answer. I mean, I guess there could be wrong, because you could just beat your kid, and it's not good.
Or you could just completely not care.
Or just completely not care. So I guess that's wrong. But I think for me, you have to find some middle ground. Because some kids are going to be more open and are going to just have that personality. Because every kid has their own
every person.
Person. What makes them them. Are they just a more open person? Are they a more conservative person? Are they really loud? Do they like to talk? Are they quiet? Do they, overthink? Do they second guess? Yada, yada. And as you have to find some middle ground. Okay, for me at least, what I think the right thing to do, always as a parent, make yourself available. Hey, you have something to talk to me about? Talk to me about it. I'm never going to sit there and tell you, no, I'm not talking to you about that. If you want to talk, I'm here to talk. But if there's something that you don't want to talk about, I'm not going to pry. I'm not going to, get all up in you. If you need to handle this, okay. But if you need help, if you need someone to talk to, I'm always available as a parent. I think that would be like the most important thing.
That's why you would be a great father.
No.
I agree with that. Like, I had went between two different styles of parenting. Mm-hmm. Growing up in my grandmother's household, church woman, she stuck to morals, hard work, diligence. My mom, when she was released, she was more of an open style parenting, where she let me know the truths about a lot of things that I was sheltered from. And I can't lie, I was scared about certain things, but I was really grateful to have the knowledge that I did, because who knew it would be so useful. Especially at times where I just pulled that info out my ass, and it saved me. Well, I'm not just saying like save me, life or death, but it saved me the trouble of going through some bullshit.
Yeah.
Francis,
what's the question again?
I forgot.
I think it was like, is it better to be, more open or not? Set boundaries. I mean, because I know you, Francis.
It's just, guy as okay, as you guys know, as I was growing up in high school, I had everything planned out for my life. I knew everything, right? And it's just now more than ever, it's just I don't know, because honestly, the best advice is you have to go with the flow and see how your kids are, because depending on the personality, if you do have a shy individual, being like completely blunt and open is going to
discourage them.
Yeah, it just. I guess my biggest fear with that is I'm being who I am, and the child doesn't respect or trust me, and I don't know what to do to get that. So I guess that would be like the I would always go about the situation of how bringing them up the best way for them to respect me and be able to trust me, because that's when it comes down to it, all you want from your kid is respect and trust. I hope I never have to lie in a situation just to. I don't know. It's complicated.
It gets complicated because as far
there's
as like
there's
lying
millions
to
of
your
options.
Kids, there's certain things that you kind of have to lie about. I mean,
But-
all of us have been told that Santa Claus is real, you know.
But this is the thing too. Is like there's so many. I feel like this conversation, depending on the person, could go so many ways. Like for example, for me as a kid, when I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real, I didn't look at it as like I was growing up. I looked at it as like my mom lied to me for how many years, you know, and I didn't even find out from her. So it's like that. I lost trust from her, you know, for whatever amount of time. But another person might view it as the completely opposite way and say, oh, she made the times better. So
because that's the way I interpreted it. Like, yeah, when my mother told me, oh, Santa's not real. I mean, he was a real person, but the concept
that Coca-Cola created.
Yeah, that Coca-Cola created.
That's why he's blue and not. I mean, that's why he's red and not blue. Yeah.
I took it as, oh, well, I mean, I'm upset that he's not real, but I took it because it was like, oh, it was fantasy, though. I mean, for me, it was real at that time. And finding out that it wasn't real, it hurt a little, but I still had that, magic. I still, every Christmas, I'm saying, oh, man, Santa's coming down the chimney. He's going to put something in my stocking.
Yeah,
even though
fat guy.
Yeah, even though I obviously know, oh, it's my mother who threw the stuff in there, but it's just that childhood in me. You just sit there and go, yeah, it was Santa. Yeah,
prolonging innocence. Also, it was like a tool to keep some kids in line because you don't get no presents if you a bad kid.
Yeah, I know, but this is like how we always get into these conversations about like it depends how you look at it too, because. Don't get me wrong. I love Christmas. I forget the presents. I just love
the warm feeling.
Yes,
people being around.
Yes. I could care less about the presents now because going and like shopping, bro, for Christmas presents just sucks because we've been there. Mm-hmm. How many times have you gotten presents from family members? Just like you have to fake it that it's like
I'm so excited for this pair of socks.
Yes.
Right. I was just thinking about tube socks.
And it's like, can we just skip this board? And this is what I actually want to ask you guys. How are you going to like go about these holidays? Because for me, I want somebody where we could like create a situation where we can create these fun times without lying to the parents. I mean, without lying to the kids. So we can have Christmas, but the kids can also know, okay, like when people talk about this, it's a non-truth just to make like some people happy. Just so you guys know it isn't truth, but you can still have the same experience, you know? So I think about that all the time. Like the same thing with Halloween, like how to go about it and stuff like I think when I'm thinking about parenting, I'm thinking about since who I am, I think about the little details rather than the big scope of things because
I mean, it definitely depends. I mean, because you could still go about that way and still tell your kid, like, oh, this Christmas, we're celebrating Christmas, but you can be upfront with them and tell them, like, hey, look, Santa Claus, and you could tell them the true story. Santa Claus was named after, a guy named St. Nicholas, yada, yada. I mean, even though if they're probably young, they probably won't understand, but you could tell.
It would be a bedtime story.
Correct, right, exactly. Yeah. You can introduce it to them early. That way when it comes to, oh, Dad, is Santa Claus real and that? No, he's not. But the idea of him, that's what matters. The person doesn't really matter. It's the idea of him.
Patronage.
Correct. It's the patronage. It's the giving. That's why it's called,
Thanksgiving.
Not Thanksgiving. Oh, shoot. Thanksgiving. Christmas is, anyhow.
Technically, Christmas is the birth
of Christ, yeah. Anyhow, that kind of messed up my analogy.
Supposedly, he was born during the summer, but go ahead.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that because I have so many different. Okay, we're not going to get into that. Anyhow, but you could teach them that it's not the being itself; it's the symbol behind it. That's what you can teach them.
Yeah,
so you
it's
can
just
still
like Aesop fables.
Fables.
Yeah, that's where they it was teaching kids morals through animals and cartoon animals and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
What?
Go on, bro. I was just saying, this is awesome, bro. I'm a little kid at heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about perspective. Like growing up, Thanksgiving was my ultimate favorite holiday because I actually got to reflect on the things I was thankful for. Not because of the food, like honestly, nah. It was because of that.
I was going to say the food. No, but I love Christmas just for the simple fact. I just love this. Elvis Christmas music. It always gets me in the mood, man. Okay, continue. This is about parenting.
Personally, when I think about introducing holidays to my kids, I want to break away from tradition. But my kids would probably feel left out because more of society goes with tradition.
But this is where it comes down to parenting. If you
expose it to them when they're young, then they'll understand.
Well, okay, I was going to say first off, it all depends on the kid because if the kid is in a mindset, because as we always say, 50% of everything is the environment, the parenting. The other 50% still comes down to the individual.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I agree, bro. Because there's this great movie I recommend. It's called Mr. Fantastic. It's actually that photo I showed you with his thing out, talking about It's a photo.
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
Yeah. It's this the guy who played the in Lord of the Rings, who played the human who fell in love with the elf.
Oh, Aragorn.
Yes. Yeah. He's in this movie, and the whole point of the film is showing how, as long as you don't have crazy individuals as your kids, right? Like to where like they become Jason or whatever, but but as long as you have sane individuals as your kids, and you do the right job of introducing at the right age and being consistent, kids will have no problem going with you because these kids were on average like age-wise 2 levels below other kids, yet their IQ and their knowledge was 2 grade levels above them. Okay. So it was actually like a 4-year gap. And it's okay. Point being, I feel like, to answer Mike, if you do, of course you need both the man and the woman, or depending on the situation. And if you do the right job of letting them know at the right time and making sure that they don't have to follow the pack and stuff like that, then that's fine. And depending on how you want to do it, I was actually thinking about this. It would be awesome if the bros could like every once in a while do like a big family holiday like once a year.
Oh, I love that idea. I love it.
Yeah.
That
Realistically
would be freaking
speaking,
awesome. I could see us spiking up the nog.
Do you actually like eggnog?
I hate it, bro.
I hate eggnog.
I do too.
But you just like the spice in it, right? The booze.
I just mentioned it because that's the only holiday drink I could think of.
Okay, clutch.
Okay.
But like the
Sorry for
holiday
ruining
movies
that.
and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I really do. I could really see myself in, don't judge me, footy pajamas, bro.
If society didn't look at it weird, and no, I'm not even gonna say.
I might have a butt flap.
I was gonna say something to that degree, but then I thought about the children. The children, bro.
I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry, guys. But back to parenting.
Back to parenting. Here's a good question. Here's a good one.
Okay.
How would you guys address the birds and the bees? Because that's a big question right there.
To be honest, this will probably sound terrible. My parents never talked to me about it.
What's the birds and the bees?
Oh, geez. You've never heard that phrase?
I heard it. I don't know what it means.
It's sex talk. It's the sex talk.
Why is that called birds and the bees?
I don't know. Because
Because
probably some
that's
old
the-
person thought of it.
Well,
Okay, I look really stupid right now.
It's all right. The sexual guy doesn't know what birds and the bees is. Jeez.
right.
I'm so conflicted on this.
Yeah. How do you think it would be the right way to handle it?
Damon, you go.
All right, fine. I'll start off.
Answer
with it.
your
All
own
right,
question.
I'll answer my own question. Oh, it's a tough one, man.
Okay, first off, do you believe in the whole you treat it differently depending on the sex, or is everybody same?
Oh, I'll be honest with you. Knowing how I am, if I had a son, I would probably be straight out about it. Like, hey, look, what you have.
I would actually want my wife to do that.
Really?
Because for some reason I feel like the opposite sex thing is better because
No. I mean, I can see. I mean, obviously, if that's your viewpoint.
no.
then
You're saying,
yeah.
but okay, you're saying the sex talk. We're not talking about like the periods and the erection talk and stuff like that, right?
I would talk about that. Yeah.
Well, I think there's different levels. Like I think at a certain age, you talk about you're going like the period talk.
Correct.
You're going to beat your meat talk. This is natural because my story about that is fucking weird. My mom never let me know. I thought something was weird, but. And then I think there's like a next level of the actual sex talk. So for me, when it comes to actual sex, I don't know why. I guess it's because my mom talked to me about it. I just feel like the opposite sex for the sex talk is the way to go. But
well, see, and the reason why you think that is probably reminiscent of because that's how it was for you. Your mother taught you as opposed to.
But think of it
your
like
father
this:
teaching
would
you.
you want, like, for me, even if my father was in my life, I wouldn't want him talking to me about. Like, because the way I view it, he's going to give me a perspective from a guy perspective, right? And I would rather have a woman perspective of how it should go about.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
No, it does make it absolutely does.
It depends on what age the kid is and, you know, what they're into.
Yeah. And the comfortability of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because obviously anyone who's had a sex talk, it definitely like you start sweating like, oh,
Oh, you do? I think I just think that's American society, bro. I think it's like, for example,
exactly, because that's how the American society is. You don't talk with American society. You don't talk about sex. Sex is it's in the back. It's in the closet. You
even
don't
though
talk about
everything in the mainstream is sexual.
Exactly. Yeah. Use titties to sell a burger. Like, come on.
Disney sneaking titties and shit.
Right. Like the world is so over sexualized with America.
Might have been a Nazi. Just want to point that out there. Fuck you, Disney.
I was about to say Adidas is, I believe, no, not Nike, but I know the founder of Adidas was a Nazi.
Okay, I'm getting off topic.
Continue, Damon.
Back to for me, I was more comfortable.
Damon Haynes.
I was way more comfortable talking to. Obviously, in this when I had the sex talk, I didn't have my father. Still wasn't in my life.
So your mom talked to you about it?
No, actually, my mother did not talk to me about it. What my mother did is, you both know my Uncle Chuck, right? That's who she went to have talked to me about that.
Fuck that,
And,
bro.
Bro, I was so much more comfortable with it.
Really?
Because my mother did. She said, hey, have you ever had the birds and the bees talk, the sex talk? And straight away I was like, no, I haven't talked about it. And my mother, she said, would you like to talk about it? And I straight up told her, not with you. And I mean, I love my mother. I talk to my mother about all types of things. But at that age,
But you
I was not trying to talk to her about my erections. Like, no, absolutely not. But my uncle, I felt so much more comfortable because he was a guy. He had been through it. He was a teenager at one point. Yeah. I knew he knew what I was going through.
Just real quick, do you feel comfortable talking about sex with your mom now?
Oh, now, yes. Now,
Okay.
yeah. I talk to her about it. No, I don't talk to her about it all the time, but I mean, I'm comfortable talking to her about it now that I'm a grown up.
No, I was just going to say because that's what I guess I'm not afraid of, but I want, because I'm such an open person, I would want my kids, all my kids, to be able to talk to me about anything.
Correct.
So I would almost feel like if I would find out that they went to, like, okay, for example, because I don't have any siblings, like they went to you to talk about sex and not me, it would be like, or like let's say they went to your wife, right, or some example similar to that. I would feel like, damn, what am I doing wrong, where my kids.
But that might not be the right way to look at it, though. You might not necessarily be doing anything wrong.
Right.
You might be a situation like, for example, as I said, with me and my mother. My mother didn't do anything wrong. She brought it up about me. It's just I didn't feel comfortable at that time talking to her about it. So it's not that you're a shitty parent. It's just that some things kids might be more or might not be comfortable talking to a certain person about.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. So
You notice I periodically say
yeah.
Hey, Michael.
yeah.
Got anything to say?
Yeah, how would you handle the birds and the bees talk, Mike?
I honestly wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Because, yeah, you said you didn't really have one. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's just say I was your son and I was like, hey, Dad. Oh, this is going to get a little creepy. Hey, Dad. Because, this is a huge question that I had. And I was so freaked out about it.
What?
When I started growing pubes, I was so freaked out about it.
Oh, yo, I thought you were going to say, why is your dick two different colors? I was like, I was asking the same question, bro.
No, I was not asking that question. But yeah,
Yo, think about it. Your dick is two different colors, man.
Let's say your kid came to you about that. Let's say it was your son or your daughter. I mean, let's just go with, let's say it's your son. What would you say to him if your son came to you and say, hey, Dad, I'm growing hair.
But Michael was talking about his pubes, so we're going to get back to that.
I would talk.
Damon was talking about his pubes. That's awesome, bro.
As I was saying, though, if your son came to you.
Do you have curly pubes?
Oh, my God. Continue the question, please.
Well, if your son came to you and was like, hey, Dad, I'm growing pubes, like, what would you do about that? Like,
I would tell him my story. I'd be like, son, you know what petrified me? It still petrifies me now? I have stretch marks near my ass, and I have hair on my thighs, and it's just like, why is my lower body so hairy, and my upper body is just like, whatever.
Okay.
Bro, you got stretch marks?
Yeah, everybody does. Well, not on my ass, but like on the groin area. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like how some women, when their ass gets really big or their hips widen out a lot when they're growing, they get why women have hip. Yo, no, but seriously, I was one of those kids where, see, if my kid comes up to me talking to me about all this random stuff, I'd be like, wow, now I know how my mom felt. You know, because like I was terrified that I thought I was getting stretch marks. I'm like, I thought only, no offense, fat people get this, you know. So like that was a really growing experience for me. So
I was about to say I'd be happy that my child is inquisitive.
Yes,
Instead
especially at a young age too, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
when they start
when they start
getting it,
maturing.
Yeah.
But I honestly wouldn't know how to approach that. I think that would be better said, you know, in the moment.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because
Something you would just think of on your toes, right?
because I really can't formulate anything right now.
Okay, so to finish this off, let's talk about your fear of the actual child itself. You guys could take that wherever you want, mentally, physically, or whatever. So you guys know this might get a little off the. Just we're being honest here. So Damon, what's your opinion?
I don't know. Biggest fear of a child itself. What if my child was a killer, man? All honesty. Like, let's just say I did my best. I tried to raise him or her to be the best person they could be, and they just turned out to be like, yeah, I like killing kids.
Oh shit!
For real, like
You have to say the kids, bro.
what if they were like, what if
Just
my
you can't
kid-
just say
Dusting
people.
out
or
in the
people,
sandbox.
right? Like, what if my kid just turned out to be like, oh yeah, you know, I like catching cats and strangling them. Like, bro, what the hell would you do
That's some
about
Michael
that?
Myers shit right there. You remember when he beat the cat,
For
bro?
real.
Nah, bro.
Like, that is a true, like, that is probably, like, that scares the hell out of me. Like, no matter, because it's possible that it could happen. Like, you could try
Anything
to
is
raise.
right. No, if the kid is fucked up from
If
the get go,
kid
you
is
can't
fucked
do
up-
anything.
Exactly. And that's probably my biggest fear is just, what if he just turns out to be a bastard kid and he's a killer and he just likes killing things?
Okay, but what if it's this though? What if he's like so like up there in intellect that he knows killing certain people is quote unquote good for society? How would you feel about that? Like, what if he was only killing rapists? Like for example, let's say you were on, like, you saw blah 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 rapes his third victim of the month, and like they know the person because he's been convicted before, but he escaped, and then all of a sudden 2 days later, holy shit, he pops up missing.
You know what's fucked up?
And then you
though?
find like all the clues that your child did it.
You know what's fucked up though? Some people get mislabeled. I actually know a couple people that have.
Been accused of being a rapist or a sexual predator.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, no, but I'm talking about like
But actual
Like 100, not like the whole he's a black person and he fucked a white woman and because of the parents find out the white woman says he raped. You know, no, I'm saying like 100%. He's like bragging. He's like, yeah, I raped that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know, or like serial killers who.
This is we just laughing because we think about Kobe.
That's fucked up.
He did have a rape charge. Yeah, he did. That was
number
the number 8. Yeah, the number 8 Kobe. The number 8 Kobe was the bad Kobe, but number 24 is the best. Anyhow, for that specific situation, I have to be honest with you. I think I'd still be upset with my kid because I'm like, I don't really know if killing him is the right action. Let's just ignore. Let's say he's not an assassin.
Like I'll be like, yo, son, can you teach me?
Bro, okay.
Oh shit.
Let's just say I don't think killing that person is the right thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. Like, if he's a rapist, I don't really have any, like, soft spot. Like, oh, he's still a human being. But for me personally, I think he deserves to suffer more than anything. I mean, just killing somebody real quick. Who knows what happens in the afterlife? Who knows if...
Right.
Okay, you know what's the number one thing against this? This is like, I hate about American prison. A person can suffer for 1 month, and that'd be worse than being in a fucking jail for 25 years. Because let's be real, most jails get better food than high schools. Most jails, you have a nice living situation, and most jails, you could still get stuff from the outside in. So how is that like? How is that like? How is that
really making them suffer?
Yeah, when you know who raped your daughter, you take him to a abandoned house for 1 month, and you slowly cut him until he bleeds out, and you're still feeding him. And if he doesn't want to eat, you put that shit down his motherfucking throat, and then you still fuck him up.
Nah, you let him off easy, bro.
Bro, you need a life too.
I'm skinning the heels of that man's feet. I'm taking out his tongue. I'm pulling out every single eyelash. Every single hair on his head.
Okay, respect.
I'm running a car over his nutsack.
Wow.
Nah, bro, you need to put needles in the nutsack.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Or really dark.
Or
like really
put a
really
hot
dark.
plate right under his balls.
No, you know what's the worst part, bro? I was going to say a hot iron rod and slowly put it up his butthole.
Oh Jesus!
But
you sick mother!
That's justice. That's suffering. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Okay, we got off topic here. Mike, what's your worst fear? Like, or what's one of your fears about if you do have one?
At first I was contemplating whether or not I had a fear about my kid, going around killing and stuff. Well, actually, I do have a fear of that because I seen how it played out with Norman Bates. His mom,
really good show.
She stuck by him through a lot of shit. End up getting done herself. So, I mean, between a rock and a hard place.
Bro. Amazing show.
Which, by the way, I can never look at that kid again. The same. Like, he just, every time I see him, is like...
He's a great actor, though.
But he
looks
creepy.
a really great actor.
Did you see The Good Doctor?
Bro, every time I look at that, he still looks like the creepy kid. It's like, what patient would want him as a doctor?
Oh, that's true.
And he's in his mid-20s, and he still looks like he's 16 years old.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He does.
See, that's what I'm afraid of.
But I am afraid of my kid taking out people because...
You guys are nice. I would just fuck my kid up then.
I was about to say,
would you have the balls to take him out? Sorry, I continue. My bad.
Oh hell no, I couldn't do it.
That's a difficult question, man.
But then,
like,
I don't
know.
That's really hard.
Yeah. Because mentally, I can sit there and say, yes, it would be more. My son is he's a killer. I need to stop him. But emotionally, I know in my heart, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
Same.
No. I know in my heart. No.
at the same time, I'm thinking like, okay, I don't want nobody else to take my child out this world. But at the same time, I'm knowing me, we would be very close despite whatever goes on. So I wouldn't want to be the one to break their heart before they leave this world. I couldn't betray them.
That is tough, man.
You know,
it really is, though.
Yeah. You know what I'm afraid of?
What?
Bro. Okay, you guys are going to crucifix me for this, but I'm afraid of some ugly-ass kids, bro. It's just like, whatever person says they're not, I think they're full of shit. Just like a relationship, 50 of it is physical, sexual, and then 50% of it is mental, emotional, right? It's just like, yo, what if you have a kid that looks like Jason, man? It's just like, this is coming truthfully. Like, what happens if your kid comes out and it's just, it looks like the dude from 300, right?
Oh shit!
It's just the hunchback guy.
Disformed, and it's just then because I'm gonna start second guessing, is my sperm count bad, or I'm gonna start second guessing like did something happen with pregnancy, and it just the person I am, that's gonna put me in a very sticky situation. That's why I'm afraid of having kids to start with, because if the woman I'm with who's having my kids isn't with me like equally on like a principle perspective, like if let's say if some things do fuck up, like you get testing and they say there is a high likelihood that your kid is going to come out with a mental disability, or there's scans saying like your kid is missing half his arm, you know what my option is, and if my woman doesn't view the same option, it's just like
it's a wrench in the relationship.
Yeah. So that's what I'm afraid of. Now, when I say ugly, I'm not saying like they're less attractive. I'll be disappointed they're not attractive because everybody wants an attractive kid, but I meant like they come out in a weird way, you know?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, yeah.
I could deal with it. I just know that I'm going to be fucking up a lot of people because people really don't know how to treat each other. I mean, we rib on each other and shit, and we say shit here and there, but do we really mean it? You know what I mean? Well, some things.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm fucked up, so I probably
at least you know.
I rock out with my kid, man. And I would be rocking a lot of motherfucking jaws.
No, but you know what is the worst case scenario though? Like you have a kid that is not the most attractive and they're bad as hell, you know? Like where they just don't give a fuck about society, no matter how good of a parenting job you did, and it's like damn, it's like how am I going to help this person, you know? That's
yeah. I always told myself, man. Well, I always thought I'm not saying I'm in any way what's the word?
Perfect?
That yeah, more along those lines. But if I knew I was ugly, there were a lot of things that I would go down a whole different avenue.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because when like, for example, it's like when we see people who are disformed, right? Yeah, there's some people who actually believe they look cute. But most people, when they're like talking to them and being nice, it's more so they're
like
being
a pity thing.
Yes, or they're being nice because they know if they're not nice, society is going to look down on them in a wrong way. And for example, the reason like whenever I say the fucked up shit I do, I always say it coming from my perspective. And if I had like a big hunchback and I knew for a fact I'm not good looking. And don't give me this bullshit, oh, everybody's good looking, and there's a universal rule of what's good looking to a degree and what's not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is like if I had like a fucked up kid, it's like I know what's going to happen, you know? And unless he's the luckiest person,
our society. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like what's the likelihood he's going to find a woman who or there, because it could be a girl who comes up fucked up, or, you know.
I was about to say, you'd be surprised. I
Still
mean, I'm sitting right here single, and there's a
possible.
whole bunch of ugly motherfuckers out there with a nice cold joint on their arm. Like, it's...
I'm trying to get past the ugly and saying, like, they're fucked up. Like, something's, like, they're qualified as a physical disability, like deformity.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh.
Because if you're ugly, like, at the end of the day, especially a guy, girls, I'm going to shut my mouth.
No, I want to hear this.
You know, like...
It always depends, man. It always just depends on the person. Like, obviously, you know, his name starts with a W. I don't want to name drop.
Wendy, bro?
Not Wendy.
He went to our high school?
No. He lives at my house. There you go. He lives at my house.
Oh.
Like, for example, like with that. It depends on the person. It really does.
Okay, but this is my
That's
thing.
true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with
depends
you.
on the person.
That was a good example. Go ahead.
But would that person who's with the other person, right? Would she rather, if she had two options of that person, would she rather have the current option or the normal option? And if we're being honest, she would go with the normal option every time.
Not necessarily. I do see where you're coming from.
Bro, if he had the same personality and he treated her the same way, and he's in his current state or he's in his former state, she's going to go with his current?
Well, that's what she's stuck with, so.
See, guys, I'm fucked up, but I'm just... Everybody has options, and I don't know how to answer this politically correctly.
Okay.
I really don't know either. Can we resurface what we're reflecting on right now?
Well, it was just our worst fears, and I was just going off of the physical or mental. Like, you guys are worried about killers, obviously, but I'm worried about what if I poop out. Like, for example, like those kids.
You poop out.
Like the kids that are just not smart. They're not mentally disabled, but
they're just not very bright. They're just yeah.
Like, for me talking to them, like, you know how I am. The entire time I'm talking to my son, I'm going to be like, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's going to suck for me.
But here's the big question. Though. Would you, as a parent, be able to accept that?
I'm a fucked up person, so no.
Okay.
Like, I'll get to a certain point that...
There's a certain extent where
like,
you can deal with so much.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it's like, no.
Like, for example, at first I'll say, okay, I just haven't done my parenting right, and I'll just switch it up. However, if this is, let's say, my third kid, and my parenting worked the correct way the first two times, and then this happens, I'll be like, okay, I'll talk to my wife about it. But by, like, 18, and it's obvious, it's just like...
I could deal with it. Like I said, I could pretty much deal with damn near anything that gets thrown my way when it comes to a kid. Because like I was saying, you know,
My kid.
ultimate bond, man.
Yeah.
That's like what I believe would be the purest love. Because you'll be that pillar in their life as they're coming up. Yeah. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Guys,
I'm just fucked up. I have no reason why I think the way I do. Technically, Michael and Damon, that's what you should do. That would also kill a lot of people, so just take that for what it is.
Okay.
I'm being honest, guys.
There's some people I would kill too. I'm not gonna lie about that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, we're gonna get it out there, right? No reason to be fake about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, because for me, it all comes down to fakeness, right? Like, I know who I am, and I'm not saying I wouldn't love the kid, but it comes down to, like, the whole, you could love someone and not like them, right? Yeah. Or you could like someone and not love them. That's just, like, I don't know. Because I'm in the whole thing. I don't think blood is thicker than water thing. So it's just, I think like when it comes to parenting, you do everything you can, and just it comes to a certain degree. It's just if that individual.
It's so many aspects that could really just intervene.
Yeah.
It's so complex. That's why I don't want a kid. At least no time soon.
But this is like why it matters if you have the right person. I feel like it makes it so much easier.
Also, let's emphasize how society believes that honestly, the ultimate thing you can do in this life is procreate.
Yeah.
Keep the race going.
Oh, but
that's why it's such a push on sexual agenda and shit.
But that's with our population, dude. We don't need any more people, and the wrong people are having kids.
That's true.
The wrong person having 8 kids, and you're like, stop.
That's controversial right there, but it's the truth.
Said though you fucked up on the first 3. Stop.
Oh shit!
I want to say
that was I'm sorry. That was very inappropriate. I'm sorry.
No, it's the Rhinos and Aliens show, bro. Yeah, I just realized this is the Rhinos and Aliens show. This is what it is. We talk about other sisters shaking asses and shit. So that's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh god.
All right. Well,
I wish this.
No names, bro. So I'm good.
All right. So what are we going on to?
Unless you guys want to say anything else, because I think the overall message, the overall message here is that parenting is environment to environment thing, depending on the individuals, and that's the key thing. For depending on the person, they view parenting differently. Like, of course, there's obviously correct ways to do it, and there's also incorrect ways to do it. But then there's all the middle ground,
all that gray area.
Yeah. So depending on how your kids are is going to determine a lot of it. The thing I'm afraid of is having kids with the woman I don't truly want to be with, and then having
stuck forever.
Yeah, and then having kids that I can't be proud of, you know? And that's like, that goes into the generic, like, they become a criminal or something. And you personally did try everything to help them, and it just didn't work out. It's just, because then I'm going to feel like a failure just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well.
All right.
Do you guys want to say anything about that?
I agree. Yeah.
I'm really not. I don't know. It's just so broad of a topic, you know what I mean?
You could
technically. It's just so many. It's like it's the central for opinion because there's no fact when it comes to parenting,
and there's millions of outcomes that determine everything. So at the end of the day, this is our personal opinion.
Yeah, and
yeah.
My opinion is you should use your brain to its full capacity when you think about the decisions you'll make, and you know what you want your child to look forward to in the future,
and make the decision that you think is best for the child too.
Yeah, that's above all.
Which can also come down to the opinion of the parent, I guess. So differing, you know.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't have to differ. You can always come to a compromise, though. Depends on who you mingle with.
No, but that's what I meant. Like a couple can view like what's best for their child, and another couple will say that's not best. That's what I was saying. So, but at the end of the day, since you are the creators of this thing. Oh, okay, this is...
You said it like it's locked in a basement or something, or under the stairs. You pushing his plates under a door or some shit.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us for our longest Rhinos and Aliens episode to date. We hope you guys were able to just, like, have an open mind and relate or get a different opinion. So, like Mike always likes to say...
Like, comment, subscribe, please. We really appreciate the support. I also wanted to add, I said again. You know what? Just take it away.
Well, as Mike, I'm going to do my thing, and then he's going to come back in for his last statement. Yeah, if there's anything you want to talk about, we're always here. We're here personally, or we're here as a group. As if Daniel was here, he would tell us that all that information is in the links. So let us know. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and yeah, just let us know how you feel. Comment if you even care. But what do you have to say, bro?
Oh, I wanted to say, if you feel as though we didn't delve into certain things, I want you to, bring that to our attention. We could definitely talk about that. I mean, it's such an open topic that we can all grow from just exchanging our thoughts. And I honestly, for one, I look forward to hearing some feedback. So if you do care to do that, you know where to reach us.
Yeah. I don't. And Damon does.
Ba-dum.
Cool.
That's way better than mine.
It's the intro and the outro from now on. Ba-dum.
I hate you, bro. You could have done that at the beginning. But yeah, thank you guys once again for joining us. This was the 34th. We hope to see you next week for the 35th. And yeah, by the way, bro, are we going to do something goofy next week?
Sure,
Because
why not?
actually, this got a little more serious. Because we initially just did this to mess with Damon. And it's like we got in our emotions. It's like, crap, we didn't want to do this. But hey, that was.
I feel great though. I still feel great.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if I keep saying
Ba-dum.
I will do something that will embarrass myself. I don't know, like shit, wear tassels on my nips or some shit. I'm trying to set a bar so I really don't keep saying this shit.
Oh, that's good. How about like? Nah, I was gonna say nah. How about like?
I don't want to.
Yo, how about like you have to talk? Oh, that's just fucked up then.
What?
I was gonna say talk to, but it's like that's kind of fucked up, right? Who cares? Yeah. Yo, you should have to fuck one, bro. Yo, your coworker. Yes, we got it. He's so gonna nail it.
Oh my god.
Awesome. So,
All right.
peace out, everybody. Much love, and like always, see you next week. Cause life, liberty, pursuit of happiness.
Never saying ever again.
Ba-dum.
Oh my lord, you just stained my memory.
So, if you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So, thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So, peace out.
Peace.